Hey guys, I'm Shay.
And I'm Katie.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're going to be playing a little game called Judge a Book by its Cover. So I saw this over on Reagan's channel at the Peruse Project and it looked really fun, so I thought I would try it out too. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to hold up a pretty well-known young adult book, and these two are going to try to come up with plots. And whoever's plot is the best or the closest will get a point. And at the end, whoever has the most points will win. Hooray for winning.
I don't read books, and Katie doesn't.
And Katie does, but she doesn't really read young adult books.
Yeah, I'm mostly in it for the Book It pizza from Pizza Hut. I just read.
Book It pizza.
Anyway, so let's get started. So the first book is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. Who would like to go first?
Ladies?
Sure, I'll tackle this one.
Alright.
So, Delirium. This is about a girl.
Obviously.
After she fell, because she fell earlier, and then she's delirious now. She's like, oh, I bumped my head, and like she's going through this jungle. It's just a crazy story journey about how she has to get out of the jungle and get off of this island that she's at with Tom Hanks in a volleyball.
Okay.
It's weird.
Your turn.
Alright, let's see.
I was close.
So close.
Delirium. Best-selling author Before I Fall. Alright.
Nope.
Oh. I'm not going to try to read the back. I was going to
cheating.
show the book to the camera.
He was so trying to cheat.
This book is about a girl, obviously. She looks like she might have a tree for hair. Maybe she's a nymph in the forest.
Nothing.
That's a
Go
good
ahead.
word.
Isn't a nymph
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay.
It's a thing.
It is
And
such a thing.
maybe she's confused on what tree that she should live in. Probably post-apocalyptic, and it's probably about teenagers. And
That's like a freebie, right?
I'm just gonna say that about every book. Is it?
I'm not saying anything,
Oh.
dude.
And yes, tree nymphs looking for their trees.
Okay, here's what it's really about. So Delirium is not post-apocalyptic, but it's a dystopian novel where in this world, the world sees love as a disease. So when a person reaches the age of 18, they basically are lobotomized, or cured as it's called. So the book is about this girl, Lena, who falls in love with a boy.
She fell.
Who falls in love with a boy who is part of the rebellion against this government rule. Anyway, so that's pretty much what it's about. I'm gonna say that neither of you guys did a very good job. I
totally
for the most part, I think pretty much I'm going to have to give the point to Mike because he did mention it being post-apocalyptic.
They're married, by the way, so
Cut that out.
So yeah, point one for Mike.
good job, Mike.
Delirium.
Sweet. I can keep the book?
Sure. Well, that's a good
I'm
way
gonna
to
read
do
it
point.
right now.
Stop it. All right. Book 2 is Cinder by Marissa Meyer.
Alright. Cinder. Obviously, robot women. They are a world of robot prostitutes. And the world's gone to crap. And this one prostitute doesn't want to be a prostitute anymore. And her name is Cinder. And she is semi-translucent. Obviously, you can see, her robotness in there. And that is a sign that she is trying to fight the system. And the more translucent she becomes, the more human she becomes. So she is trying to become a human and get out of this awful life of prostitution.
Good job. Okay,
going
we're
Too
gonna
far.
Too far. Okay.
Katie's turn. Oh my
Cinder.
gosh.
Okay. This is obviously a Cinderella spin-off book. It's it's kind of a mix between The Wizard of Oz, though, because of the slippers that are red. About Cinderella, and she cleans houses.
Like one of those little rover Roomba.
That's Roomba. Okay, yes.
She's a mature Roomba.
She's a Roomba.
She's giving it away. That's okay. Actually, she isn't a robot, but then Michelangelo or somebody turns her into a robot so she can...
Ninja Turtle?
so she can
Be a prostitute.
Escape the evil stepmother and make it to the ball. She has to become a robot because her legs barely work anymore because of all the cleaning she's been doing. And Marissa Meyer, really good author, actually Stephanie Meyer's sister. The prince in this book is a vampire, so it's kind of like Twilight, but it's a little bit different.
Okay.
You guys should read it.
All right, so it is a retelling of Cinderella. The only thing is, it's a sci-fi. She's not a robot. She's a cyborg. So she is a human. So it's not. She's a human.
Bad.
Anyway, but like I was saying, it is a sci-fi novel, a Cinderella retelling. Nothing to do with Wizard of Oz. Sorry to say. But you are getting the point because at least you said Cinderella retelling. And no, I'm sorry, it is not about prostitutes. Okay, next book is Looking for Alaska by John Green, and let me just say this is the 10th anniversary edition, and it is very, very pretty.
10? This has been out for 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Can't believe it.
Oh, my turn. Okay. Looking for Alaska. Woo. See, I kind of know a little bit. Almost know a little bit. I don't know. I know it's about a boy and he like is looking for himself, or he has cancer. Or maybe that's Fault in the Stars. I don't know. And
maybe they all just have cancer.
They all have cancer. It's really sad. But it's about this boy, and it's a coming of age book where he has, I don't know, a bad life or something. He's sad about his life, and he meets a girl along the way, and they fall in love, and she teaches him a lot about himself, and it's really great. It's a great book. I have no idea.
That was so vague.
I don't know.
I got this. Obviously, so this is post-apocalyptic. And what has happened is a giant earthquake. So Alaska is floating away, and it's about a tribe of young men that are trying to find their home in Alaska, but they have to do it by ship. So they're actually pirates. They smoke a lot, as you can see from the smoke. But yeah, it's about an adventure trying to find their home, which is floated away. Pirates looking for Alaska.
All right.
I would read this.
It is about this boy Miles who goes to this private boarding school kind of thing, and he, well, I guess the whole book is more about just his whole year there. And there's a girl that he falls in love with, and her name is Alaska.
Her name is Alaska.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Mine was more creative.
It was.
It was.
But hers was more accurate, so. This next one is going to be very fun. It is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black.
The Coldest Girl in Cold Town. Let's see. This book is about a girl or a very little boy. This girl's a jerk. She is the meanest girl in Cold Town. And Cold Town, hence the name, is a mean city. And so she's the meanest one in this mean city. And it's post-apocalyptic. And it's about this boy who comes to Cold Town. Who comes to Cold Town to try to find out what's the source of all this meanness. And he falls in love with this girl, the coldest girl in Cold Town, and ends up restoring her to a happiness. Sorry, I'm leaning way into you.
It's hard not to.
Which she then spreads to her whole town. And at the end, the second book is actually called The Warmest Girl in Warmtown. We'll get to that one later.
Okay, cool.
He was close, huh?
You still got this.
Wow. This book is actually a spin-off. It's kind of like a YA version of Frozen. And there's a little bit of romance. What else is it about?
Oh, I don't know. What else is it about?
Choking up.
I mean, this is what I got. You know? I mean, what? What is it about? And maybe it's set in Missouri, I think. It's a lot of digging out snow from your driveway.
I think we're taking too
Cut her off.
Okay, The Coldest Girl in Cold Town is set in a world where vampires exist.
Oh.
And once a person is bitten by a vampire, they become cold. And so they're not vampires yet. They're not vampires until they feed on human blood. And so Tana gets bitten, and then now she must go to one of these cold towns. So vampires, that's what this is about. Not Frozen. and not whatever you said.
I said mean people.
Post-
Vampires are
Mean
pretty
Girls. Mean Girls, or else.
I should have said vampires. I want to go then.
Good point.
I think I will give it to Mike. Just,
Because they're married.
no! Stop it! So this next one is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey.
This is definitely post-apocalyptic. Is that right? It's wildly entertaining. And it is about this world that ends, and it's about a girl who is in New York City, and there is no one left in the city, at least she thinks there isn't, until she's running through the forest, and up behind her is a freaking zombie. It's coming after her, so she has to run and run and run. She somehow ends up in like California, and still no one anywhere. And she found a surfboard, and she's like, I'm just gonna hit some waves because I've been surfing and everything's depressing and I need some happiness in my life. So she goes surfing, and then out of nowhere she sees this surfer dude and they hit some waves, and the fifth wave is it. I mean, it is like perfect, and then next thing you know, zombies are on their tail again, and they just
In the water, on surfboards. Alright.
It's kind of
Good job, Katie.
it's a really entertaining book, actually. It's
Wildly entertaining.
Rick Yancey.
Yancey.
Oh, there's the. I didn't see it. It's like, what's the 5 wave? Okay. The 5th wave. She already took my idea, post-apocalyptic surfer movie. So I'm going to switch it up a little. Just so I have a better chance of getting a point.
Right.
I'm going to say this book, obviously post-apocalyptic, this is what happened. Every year there's this pulse that spreads over the entire world. And what it does is it messes with people's brains if they're not protected, and they become crazy zombie-like creatures. So every time the 5th wave happens, it is way stronger than everything else, and everyone turns into crazy people. So it's about this girl who's trying to find a way to protect herself from the 5th wave, which is the deadliest of waves.
Ooh, that's an interesting book.
You
should write
and
It's already written.
Oh, true.
and she is trying to find people that can help her not become crazy, and she probably falls in love, and there might be a surfer or two.
It's probably post-apocalyptic. There's
But
probably
that's
romance.
mainly the idea.
So, this is another sci-fi. Here's the thing, this has aliens in it. So aliens are now trying to destroy the world. So, and they do so by releasing waves. The first wave is an EMP wave.
What? No way!
I know! I'm sorry.
Electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah. So, this girl on the front has been surviving all these waves, and now it is the 5th wave. So she must survive that one.
Dang, you are so right.
I am so right.
It's kind of scary how right he
And I
is.
totally I was going
He
with
secretly
the.
has read this book.
So,
I was totally going with the surfer.
so yeah, point for Mike.
Wow.
All right. What are we at?
I have
2 and
2.
3? All right. So if you get this one, then we're going to do the tiebreaker. This
Otherwise,
next book
I-
is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas.
Alright, Throne of Glass is a simple tale about this girl named Chandra.
Where did you get that?
She lives on a different world, which is made of glass. Travels to Earth and finds all these other resources, and she's trying to figure out why there's more resources here than just glass. And she falls in love, obviously, post-apocalyptic. And she brings her lover boy back to the glass world, and they're both torn. One wants to stay in the glass world, and one wants to come back to Earth, but they want to come to the opposite place. And it's all about that dagger.
All right, that dagger.
This is medieval, set in medieval times. It's very epic. It starts when she's very young, and when she's young, like these rebels attack her village. There starts a war. And this war, it goes on for a long time. A very, 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 very long time. And it's not really about glass. It's kind of like a metaphor. I'm losing it. I never had it.
Okay, so it's about a girl.
No. I want to keep going.
Okay.
your throne can break. It's a metaphor.
Throne of Glass is a high fantasy novel set in a
Fantasy?
fantasy world. And this girl is actually, she's one of the world's deadliest assassins. And all of this stems from when she was younger, her family was killed in her village.
Ah.
She is imprisoned for her crimes, and the king, he wants her to basically fight against all these other assassins, and whoever wins this tournament, it's very Hunger Games like, will become the king's assassin. So definitely giving this one to Katie because she was pretty close. I mean, with the whole, you know, when she was younger, something really bad happened. All right,
Rip off of Game of Thrones.
we're tied. Okay, so they're tied. That means that there's going to be one more novel.
And we get to keep all these books, which is really exciting.
I will store them in the closet.
All right, the tiebreaker novel. This one might be a bit of a doozy. It really doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer.
The House of the Scorpion is about a house full of teenagers, post-apocalyptic.
Are they made of glass? That was the last book.
It's kind of Saw-esque where they're stuck in the house and they're trying to get out.
I hate that.
One of them, this is actually a metaphor, one of them is trying to sabotage everything and kill everyone, but they don't know who it is. So it's kind of like the mole. They're trying to...
Dang it, he's so close.
They're trying to take down all the other kids in the house, but you know they're acting like they're part of it and trying to get out and everything. This is set in the year 2759. So there's lots of tech gadgets that they're trying to use to break out of this house, and they're also trying to live together and be friends. You don't even know who the Scorpion is until near the end of the book when he reveals that he's...
Oh, so it's a he.
Oh, or she tries to take down.
Girl.
I can't know it
Right.
because it's you give it away.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Okay,
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
So
Scorpion.
turn away if you don't want to know what this book's actually about. It's about a group of teenagers and aliens have come to destroy the Earth, and they have their secret hideout where they are plotting against the aliens, and unbeknownst to them, one of them is an alien, and it's kind of like a scorpion alien, like it's like a chip or something inside them, or it's a scorpion inside them. And when they get really mad, or when they go to kill someone, they get these claws.
They turn into a scorpion.
Yeah. So it's about that. There's a really crazy twist in the end. I don't want to give it away, but it's really good.
So this book, House of the Scorpion, has nothing to do with anything that you guys said.
Dang it!
This is about a boy who was actually created as a clone for a drug lord, so that he could be used.
What? Who comes up with this?
So that he could basically his organs could be harvested, so the drug lord can live longer. And so this book is basically about the boy's life, how he's treated, all that fun stuff. So you guys were both absolutely completely wrong. I don't know. Again, this is kind of hard.
I did say post-apocalyptic.
So now
After I said it.
You guys suck.
obvious. It's obvious. I knew it.
It's not because I'm married to him.
That's okay. That's okay. He was more right. But I get to keep these. And this is very
I'm going to
exciting.
read all of these. Let me read an excerpt.
So that was my video for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great night. And
fun.
I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Vampires. Witches.
Are you just trying to like cover all your bases here? So maybe
Robots.
Zombie
something
vampires
direct.
that practice witchcraft
Yeah.
in space. The House of the Scorpion. Scorpion.
Why are you saying it like score? It's just scorpion. Wait, I
Scorpion. Scorpion. The House of the
Rising sun.
The House of the Scorpion